Hello, this is Bill McAfee. I'm the president and part owner of Empire Title Company in Colorado Springs, Colorado. I just want to let you know, do not adjust your set. I truly am this wide. In fact, I'm standing back as far as I can away from it to make myself look skinny. That's as good as it gets. Anyway, we're going to go on a market recap of the Pikes Peak multiple listing system. We're going to start out with our average sales price, and average sales price for the month of October was $240,326, and that's where it showed over here. There was a substantial increase in average from the month before. Looking at this slide is the slide we just looked at, but it's on a running average, which means we take out the highs and the lows, and we really do this to try to find trends. If you look on this one right here, our trend has been up on the average sales price, really kind of bottoming out in that 09, and we've been continuing up. Let's go on to the next slide, and that one is the median sales price. Again, we had a big rebound from the prior month on our median sales price. The median sales price was $226,265. Regarding both the median and the average sales price and looking for trends, if we look at this right here, again, we've been trending up on the median. I want to say something for our economy. I work a short sale company as well, and I've probably done 600 short sales over the last 4 years. There's some bank inventory that I believe is sitting out there that's going to come back into our market. I think it is likely we may see somewhat of a price decline. Nothing like what we saw from here to here, but you could see maybe a 3% drop. By the way, this indicates roughly a 17% drop. So we may see a little bit of a decline, but one thing I want to caution buyers on is interest rates are the things that you really need to watch. And when I emphasize things, I go like that, okay? I'm emphasizing. All right. Number of sales per month. Last month we did 631 sales. This is a 12-month running average of our sales. So from 09 we crested up into March, April, May, and then after June, which by the way, June was the end of the tax credit. So you notice we've had a decline in the number of units sold. And I also attribute part of the decline in number of sales. Remember, we were coming up to the election. Nobody is really, it doesn't seem like to me they have confidence. So buyers are looking out there, they're just afraid to pull the trigger. This is our active listings, and the active listings, we had 5,124 active listings right there. Notice that they came down, and if you see these, I call it the camel hump, okay? In the summers, we always jump up. We didn't do that last summer. We had a normal jump this summer. Here's our active listings on 12-month running average. This is something that we do need to watch because the active listings, and to put this in simple terms, active listings are the number of homes that are out there. So as the number of homes climb that's out there, and if the buyers or the demand does not increase, that's where you start seeing price decreases. The sales as a percentage of active listings, if you look right here, it's about 13.87% of the sales are selling in MLS. And just to put this in historical perspective, if you were to look at this, that number really should be somewhere in here. So we are running a little bit below historical perspective on number of units being sold. The inventory in the number of months is a great leading indicator, and we have about 7.32 months of inventory, and that's indicated right there. This is a pretty good leading indicator because what it says is 6 months, which by the way is right here. Oh, sorry. Wow. 6 months is right here, and that's usually an equilibrium between buyers and sellers. If you have inventories up here, and notice in the summer of 08, we hit almost 9 months. Boy, that's when the home prices will really start to drop. That means the demand is simply not there. If you hit 12 months of inventory, which coincidentally is about the national average right now, that is truly a buyer's market. That means there's a lot to look at and the buyers really aren't soaking up, okay? Going on to the next slide, I alluded to this earlier. If you're sitting out there in the real estate market and you're a buyer, notice this thing down here, and I know it shows 4%. Our title company is starting to close many loans between 3.5 and 3.99. And I'm seeing 30-year mortgages close at 3.875. So, you know, this is what I think investors, this is what I think buyers, if you got to borrow money, you better be watching these interest rates. We're at historic lows. The percent of sales by sales price, you can't really see it, but this is the 2 to 250,000 range. And basically what happens in our local market, anywhere from 67 to 70% of the sales that occur in our MLS will be below 250,000. I've never seen myself do this before, so I'm scaring me because I got to see my own face, okay? That's all I'm saying. As a percent of sales by sales price for the month of October, again, 29.7% of the sales were greater than 250,000, and so basically that puts 70.3% of the sales were below 250,000. What I did here is I just put a slide together for you to show the popular price ranges, anywhere from 140,000 up to 400,000. Interestingly enough, the price range that we've seen probably the biggest increase this year is the $300,000 to $400,000 price range. I think that's probably attributed to two things. One, interest rates going down so low that people were able to buy up. And the other factor being, as house prices did continue to sink down, it shoved more into what might have been a 425 home, shoved it down below 400. You're looking at a blank screen right now, and it really looks pretty cool. I'd like to kind of capsulize for you, if we compare the first 10 months of this year to the first 10 months of last year, average sales price is up and median, and they're both up probably over, 4, some maybe even 5%. If we compare January through October of 09 through January, October of 010. You're going to see me look over here. I'm not looking at notes, I promise. Whatever. The median and average prices are both up. The number of units sold, you know what? It was up until mid-year. Again, the tax credit had a lot to do with that. The election year had a lot to do with that. So number of units sold has slid. Our inventory levels are starting to come back down into check. The 7 point whatever months. If we can get that inventory down to 6 months, we're going to see a significant rebound. The number of listings is up, but it's still year over year in reasonable ranges. One of the great things that we're seeing in our local El Paso County anyway, foreclosures are actually down about 13%. So those people going into foreclosure is actually starting to subside and go down. Until that happens, the rest of the market and the short sales and foreclosures will continue. So on the positive side, we are seeing the number of people going into foreclosure down significantly comparing the first 10 months of this year to the first 10 months of last year. Interest rates are fantastic, and if you ever thought about being an investor, our rental market here is absolutely fantastic. I've done an informal survey of property managers who have 70 plus units in their inventory. They're all almost 100% occupied, and the ones that aren't, they're putting paint and carpet back in the homes. Our apartment buildings are running about 97 to 98% occupancy rates now. Normal in our market is 95. So interest rates being great, you can buy them at prices are right, you can cash flow them. So you investors, whoever thought about being a landlord, this is the time to start looking at the market. By the way, I didn't used to be a landlord, and this is what you look like when you become a landlord. Okay, that's the only negative thing about this. So anyway, hope this is great information for you. If we can help you, please let us know. It's Empire Title in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Have a great day.